Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really critical topic, burnout. It's basically a silent epidemic that might be draining your mind and body without you even realizing it's happening. Millions of people worldwide are dealing with this right now, and the genuinely scary part, a lot of us don't even realize we're burning out until our bodies completely force us to stop. So let me ask you this. Have you ever woken up after a full 8 hours of rest and you're still just utterly exhausted? Do you find yourself struggling to concentrate, feeling kind of emotionally numb, or absolutely dreading the sound of your alarm clock in the morning? If you're nodding along right now, you might think you're just stressed out, but we really need to consider if it's something much more serious than that. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. What exactly is burnout? 2. Why does burnout happen? 3. The brain and body toll. 4. Warning signs to watch. And 5. How to actually recover. Okay, let's jump right into section 1. What exactly is burnout? Defining the syndrome. You know, it's pretty fascinating how official this has become. According to the World Health Organization, burnout is legitimately recognized as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that just hasn't been successfully managed. This is huge because it validates that this is a real medical reality. It is not a personal flaw. And while it often starts at work, it absolutely applies to students, caregivers, parents, healthcare workers, or really anyone who is under prolonged pressure. The WHO actually breaks this down into 3 stages that slowly build up over time. It usually kicks off with overwhelming whole-body exhaustion. We're talking mental, physical, and emotional depletion. Running on fumes like that then leads to stage 2, detachment and cynicism, where you just start distancing yourself from your work or the people around you. And ultimately, this all results in a sharp drop in your actual performance. You basically feel like you're working 10 times harder but accomplishing significantly less. Moving on to section 2. Why does burnout happen? The chronic pressure problem. Here's the thing, our bodies are actually perfectly designed to handle short-term stress. In quick bursts, stress is super helpful, right? It keeps you alert and focused. But modern, chronic pressure is an entirely different beast. When you're constantly under the gun, your stress system never truly switches off. Your brain just keeps pumping out stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And when those stay elevated for weeks or months on end, they stop helping you and start actively damaging your mind and body. Burnout is usually this messy collision between your environment and your own personal habits. On the environment side, you might be looking at extremely long hours, constant looming deadlines, a total lack of control over your day, or simply feeling totally unappreciated. But then combine that with personal pressures, things like financial stress, deep perfectionism, or having a really hard time saying the word no, and well, you've just created the perfect recipe for chronic pressure. Which brings us to section 3, the brain and body toll, a whole body crisis. Because chronic stress literally alters the memory and emotion centers of your brain, you quite literally end up running on empty. This is exactly why you might experience severe brain fog, struggle to hold your concentration, or find yourself just staring blankly at a really simple task. You might even find it tough to make basic decisions, or feel like your creativity has completely vanished. Listen, you aren't losing your edge. Your cognitive battery is just completely drained. But the toll isn't just in your head. It cascades all the way through your entire body. It might start off as physical tension, frequent headaches, severe neck or back pain, but then it starts disrupting your internal systems. We're talking unexplained digestive issues, spiked blood pressure, and consistently terrible sleep. It even suppresses your immune system, making you a total magnet for every single cold that goes around the office. So here is the crucial takeaway for this section. You absolutely cannot simply power through this. Ignoring these physical alarms significantly spikes your risk for some very serious long-term health crises. Things like cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders, severe anxiety, and clinical depression. This isn't just fatigue. This is your body sounding a very real alarm. Let's look at section 4, warning signs to watch, recognizing the red flags. Since this sneaks up on you, you really need to keep an eye out for these early red flags, both in yourself and the people you care about. Are you exhausted every single day? Are you absolutely dreading the mornings or feeling totally emotionally numb? Maybe you find yourself snapping at your loved ones, making uncharacteristic mistakes at work, or completely abandoning the hobbies that used to bring you joy. Spotting these signs early is absolutely your best defense. Finally, let's hit section 5, how to recover, steps to reclaim your health. Look, recovery doesn't happen over a single weekend. It takes time, but you can systematically heal by focusing on a few foundational pillars. First up is your rest. You have to prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. During your day, you've got to build in firm boundaries, take regular short breaks, and please, learn the incredible power of saying no. Fuel this recovery by staying physically active to burn off those built-up stress hormones and nourish your body with good food. But most importantly, reconnect with the things you love outside of work. And definitely don't hesitate to seek out a professional to help guide you if you need it. As we wrap things up today, I want to leave you with this really powerful thought. Burnout isn't laziness, it isn't weakness, and it for sure isn't something you can simply push through. It is your biology demanding your attention and respect. Your brain and body are going to keep sending you these warning signals until you finally stop to address them. So the only question we're left with is this: are you finally ready to listen? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and take care of yourselves.